and welcome to another episode of CEO Chat. Yes, I am your host, Shawana Kennedy, where I get to sit down with some amazing CEOs, some entrepreneurs who know what it feels like and have been in it a minute and able to tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly. I love the fact that they don't mind getting down and dirty and giving us the good stuff of what it looks and feels like to be a CEO. What is that? A chief executive officer in the expert in the field that they get to be in. I'm fortunate to be among some of the greats who have done some of everything. And today I am super excited to have my lovely guest, Dr. AnSean Wallace is here. She is in the building. Look, Sean Wallace, right? We're excited to have you with us here on CEO Chat. And I'm ready to just jump in. How you been doing?
I am great. It's just so good to see your beautiful face once again.
I don't know if you heard, but she actually has done some amazing things. She is actually, let's take it from the top. We already know that she is a woman of faith, right? She is a senior pastor, but not only that, she is a five-time author. She has on her own publishing and production company. She has won awards, for being a best known playwright. This woman has done it all, and she is still doing the doggone thing. And my mom used to say, ain't gonna let no grass grow under her feet, right? She ain't letting no grass grow under her feet, because you know what, if it's something that make it go ching. And I know she said talking about her one of her other endeavors is helping people to do retire cute, right?
Yes. Yes.
She loves talking about that. So let's start at the top. Being a pastor, now that a lot of people are back in, how is that going for you right now? Because I know it's not a CEO, but if anybody know anything about church, there is a such thing as the business of the church. Let's start right there. How is it going with the ministry?
So it is going very well. We made the decision. So the ministry was planted back in 2017, actually planted out of my home in Ellenwood. I have a nice size home. And so I planted it within my living room, taking over the entire living room, seating it out to 50 to accommodate 50 people. And it used to be so packed, and we would have services and programs. But then the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, we quickly shifted, as most ministries did, to Zoom, and we have remained on Zoom. So my family and my ministry, we made the decision that we were going to remain as a virtual ministry until we found a building. So I'm currently in the process of looking for a building right now, but we are still going strong with our worship services, which are every Saturday at 6 p.m. and our Bible study, which is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So we are still going strong for the Lord. That's for sure.
That's wonderful. I'm excited to know that you are still doing that, because I've had the opportunity to check you out. See, she don't take no punches. I'm telling you, she don't take no punches for the Lord, folks, for the Lord. Thank you. Also, in looking now, I know one of the big things that you have been inspiring and mentoring, and even having boot camps and counseling sessions and consulting. One of the big things that you are doing right now is even with, it's called a scrum. As a CEO, she is killing it. And let me just insert here. This is a young lady that, knowing the importance of marketing, understanding social media, and knowing that we definitely have to have a presence on social media, she didn't really want to do it. But after some pushing, this is one young lady who has got on there. Not only got on TikTok, guys, because she's on all platforms. But one of the platforms that, I recall when I got the call to say, oh my God, and her numbers skyrocketed. You can find her on TikTok, and one of the things she is best known for is helping people to become a Scrum Master. Talk to us a little bit about becoming what is a Scrum, just in case somebody is looking and don't know it. They may need some help.
Right. So many people, most of my clients, when they come to me, the first thing they say is, I had no idea what a Scrum Master was until I saw you on TikTok. And so I'm just so grateful for that platform. And, me and you, we went to the same boot camp with Kenya Kelly, and I was very hesitant, skeptical at the same time. I think, as a matter of fact, on one of my videos, for us, it's like a mini viral, like 100K. I think you were like, girl, did you see your video? And the count just kept going up and up. And so I am a professional Scrum Master. I'm actually an Agile Delivery Manager for my organization. And so within software development, there is we typically manage software development projects. And so within the industry, there is something called the Agile Project Management methodology. And so what that means, Agile is a set of principles and values, but up under the Agile principle and valuables, there is a framework which is called Scrum, which allows organizations, software engineering companies to create software in what we call 2, 3 week, 1 week iterations. So that means every 2 weeks we're coming out with new features, and they need people to manage that Scrum process. So I am pretty much, a lot of people like to say, oh, you're an Agile project manager, but I am a Scrum master. So I manage the Scrum framework. And that means making sure that the right people show up for meetings, that my development team, they're asking questions, and I'm empowering them to be independent and self-sufficient so that we can deliver the best quality software every 2 to 3 weeks based on the company's iteration cycle.
Wow. And you know what, until I saw one of your videos, I was like, what is that? So then it makes you go and really want to research it more, because it's a lot to it, in which that so many people are not tapping into it. Yes. They're not tapping into it, and they may already have some of the necessary skills and expertise to really, but with a few classes and grabbing a certification in less than 6 months, these are folks that can go from well into the 6 figures within 6 to 8 month period, correct?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, for me, that's the best part about Agile. Really, that's the best part about technology where we are right now, is that you do not have to spend 4 years in a college and leave. I have friends that have, student loan debt up to $100,000, right? And I always tell them, skip the colleges. I'm not opposed to college. My daughter went to college, has a college degree. I am Dr. AnSean. So at one point, I myself did go to college. But the fact of the matter is that there was a point in my life where I had no college degree, and I was a single mom, and I had to support myself. And without that, I found that I needed certifications. So the certifications will open the door for you. People want someone who has typically not spent 4 years in college, but someone who has practical certification experience and can come in and hit the ground running. And that's what Agile did for me. I took a 2-day course to get my certified Scrum Master, become a certified Scrum Master. 2-day course. I tested at the end of that course. I received my certification, and the job search began. And I think I got my certification in November. I had 2 job offers by February.
Wow.
So that was how quick it was for me back then. It's been like, oh my God, like 8, 9 years ago now. But that's how quick it was for me back then. And I am seeing some people have similar experiences, because it's all about being able to take experience that you already have, what we call transferable experience, transferable skills, and relating that to Agile, relating that to Scrum, and using that to create a high power SEO, search engine optimized resume that now is going to attract recruiters to you. That is my goal with my Retire Q coaching and consulting. I want to help people, especially that look like us, transition into 6 figures position. And Scrum, being a Scrum Master, it's just one of them. I would say my favorite position would probably be being a product owner, which parallels, a Scrum Master. So typically a Scrum Master is paired with a product owner. And I love the product owner role, because that's where they own the vision. They own a product, they own a feature, and and it's the development team to bring that vision to life. I'm just a referee as a Scrum Master. I'm just a facilitator. So I'm just the one that's on the develop, like, are you ready? Are you done? What, you need help? Can I assist you? Is there anything I can do for you? Yeah. I'm cheering for them, right? That's what the Scrum Master does. We're the servant leader. We're rooting for them. We're cheering for them, and we're removing their impediments. But the product owner, who also makes 6 figures, they have the vision. And I just work with the development team to bring that vision to manifestation. So at the end of every 2-3 weeks, they get to see their vision and get to see it, go out to the clients. So that's the best part about, technology. That's what I love about
some of the products that you've had the opportunity to, since you get to be a part of that and referee and help to, get them further in their process. What's some of the products that you've been a part of?
So that's a really good question. So I used to work for a company called Park Mobile. So if you're in Atlanta, California, Miami, just to name a couple of places, Park Mobile is a parking app. So in order to park, like I was just hanging out in Midtown last night, and guess what? I had to pull up my Park Mobile app and pay for my parking in the app. So working for them, I was a part of so many big projects, from making sure you have Google Pay in the app, making sure you have Apple Pay in the app, partnering with Visa and, so many other payment processors as well. But also for Columbus up in Ohio, one of the projects we had was their guest passes. So we had a community that they wanted to start having. They had every visitor had a pass to park. Every resident had a pass to park. So they want to now implement guest parking, and so they gave that contract. We actually won the contract for Columbus. And so what happened was we would provide guest parking, so you could sign up a guest as a resident and get parking for them for free. So that was a big project that I was the scrum master over with my developers to get it going for every zone in that city. So those are some of the cool things that I did. And what I love about working for mobile app companies is that you get to see it. You get to see people using your app. So that's probably the funnest thing that I've done. That was a really good company. Right now I work for a real estate software development company. So we own LoopNet, we own apartments.com, we own Biz by Self. So working for them, we do some pretty cool things as well.
That is, you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. Look at how many things. That's why she's multifaceted.
Yes.
She's a serialpreneur, all of those things. And because you see how she just lights up, even just talking about it. Did you see her light up when she started talking about it? Like, yes, yummy. And that is what it's supposed to be about. When we talk about the good in being a CEO. And because there are definitely some rewards, to all of that hard work, because there's definitely sleepless nights, right? Especially if you're about implementing systems, if you're about wanting to scale, just even back end pieces before you ever get your assistant, whether it's virtual or not. It's sleepless nights, it's longer days, but the rewards, to me personally, they are so much sweeter. There's nothing like being able to live your life by design instead of by default. There's nothing like being able to, if you're blessed enough to be able to then, as long as there's Wi-Fi, you can work from anywhere in the world, right? Those are the benefits of being a CEO and owning your own. We have to be better about knowing that we own some things. There's some stuff with our name on it. There's things that God has uniquely designed and purposed for us that, sure, other people may do some of the things we do, but it is okay to know that in your lane, there are designed people. There's a set of people that God wants the message to go through you. And so having this CEO conversation is so important for me, because I know what it looks and feels like to not have somebody that you, let alone you actually said it. It's sometimes they don't even look like us in some of the things,
right.
Or because they may look like us, we weren't able to get certain opportunities, or we had to work a little bit harder. We had to scrub a little bit more. We had to dig a little bit deeper. And I say, if you're someone that's looking and listening, if there's anything that could be done right now to help your learning curve, that is the purpose and the reason for programs such as this. Owning your shift is important. Having the CEO chat is so huge, because it's lessons and it's little bitty things that could be done in here that could help you be better, move faster, go quicker. Because if I knew, matter of fact, that's the next question. What do you wish that you could, because I know, and I think back and say, man, had I known this a decade, 2 decades ago, I already know how much further I would be. If you could talk to yourself, 10, 20 years ago, what is one thing that you wish that you knew?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing I wish I would have known was, I'm going to be honest with you, I spent so many years beating myself up for not having a college degree. I'm going to be honest with you. And if I would have known that all I needed was a certification, forget the degree, I wouldn't have beat myself up all those years the way that I did. And I always felt like I wasn't good enough for so many years because I dropped out of college. And I dropped out of college for financial reasons and, never went back. And, then, became a single mom and still never went back and kept trying. And so I think that, one, we have to learn to be gentler to ourselves. And I know you're really a big proponent on, self-love. And I think that's what I wish I would have known back then, to be gentler to myself, to love myself better, and really understand that God has a plan for everything. Don't worry, just trust God. I wish I would have known that sooner, but of course now I'm a huge faith person now, much more than I was in my earlier years. And so now I just trust the plan that God has for me.
Well, it's definitely showing up all over the place. I do have to, speaking of showing up, have to just touch a little bit on you with the production side of things, right? The production and the playwright piece of it, because you won an award, right, for your one play, the Virgin Mary monologues.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, for someone, you see what I'm saying? So there is so many different things because we're blessed, and that's why you have to get centered to see what is if you're a person of faith, to know that you have to be able to tap into what is it that God may be trying to say to you and that you're really not doing, so that you can better position yourself. Talk to us a little bit about that. Are you planning something coming up in the next year? Are we going to revisit, or look, rinse and repeat as entrepreneurs, right? It's really making the most. I'm a big proponent of using it all. You'll hear me say it all the time, using it all. Is there something that is going on right now? What are you doing with the production side of your world?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. The production side is something that I have to admit, God will not want, he does not allow me to let it go, even when I absolutely want to. Like, oh my God, it's so many other things, because I am multi-passionate, right? And so, I'm writing, producing. Right now, I have a writer's circle going on with my church, where at the end of mid-December, we will have finished, each and every person will have finished a book. Okay, because I'm determined everyone should be a published author, and it's not that complicated. So I'm going through every Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm going through just for my church members, helping them reach that goal. So I'm like, I'm so busy. But with the plays, with that production company, again, God won't let me, give up on it. He keeps, resuscitating it. And so, because there's so many plays that I have written that have yet to be produced. And so I cannot leave those plays on the shelf. They are a part of my legacy, and I'm a legacy woman. And because it's a part of my legacy, it has got to come to pass. And so for 2023, my goal is to produce, to bring 2 of those stage plays to life here in Atlanta. So I'm so looking forward to that. That's why I'm also looking for the building, so that I don't have to go anyplace else and rent the space. My husband owns his own company, Versatile Construction, so he can build anything. So my goal is to find something that we can revitalize and build out, not just a church, but also build out a full entertainment complex where I can do plays, I can have workshops, seminars, everything on site, as well as have the worship center where we can make sure that God's house remains a house of prayer.
Wonderful, because I'm like, okay, are we getting ready to see something? And I know it's going to be amazing, because and here's the thing too, this young lady, it's everywhere. I have the opportunity to even hear her play on Clubhouse, and it's showing you different ways that we could still use it all. There's so many things that we could utilize. So it really removes the excuses. I'm big on making the necessary adjustment to get things done. And that's what happens when you are the chief empowerment, the chief executive, right? If you're the chief of whatever it may be, if you're the head of your house, you're still in charge of something. So it's us making adjustments versus making excuses in order to get it done. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, everybody would have it. And we know that. What is it that, if you think about what has been a big challenge for you, though? I heard you talk a little about the education and being a single mom. I too know what that felt like for many, many, many years, until God blessed me with look, with my husband. We just celebrated what we call it official. We just celebrated 21 years. So
Oh,
we
awesome.
yes, yay.
Congratulations.
We
Happy
are
anniversary.
excited about that and to know what has been some of your challenges as a CEO. Remember talking to the CEO as a
Yes,
what
yes,
can you talk
yes.
about?
Yeah, I would think I would say probably as a CEO, especially when you're multi-passionate. You know, you hear so many people saying you got to niche down, you have to have a niche. And I tried that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried that. And it's when you're multi-passionate and God has gifted you with so much to pour out to people, it is hard to niche down. And so what I had to realize to be authentic and true to myself is just do what you love. Okay. I'm not worried about niching. I'm not worried about fitting into, a box or a category. I want to live the best life possible. And that means in order for me to be authentic to myself, I have to be creative. That's what I do. I am a creative person. That's why I have the books and the plays. I do coaching and consulting. And I'm also very extroverted, right? So I can just talk all day. So that's where the coaching and the consulting comes into play. And so what I learned to do, right, is just to not niche down, but make sure that I am focused on one thing at a time, right? And so what does that mean? That means right now, my biggest focus has been Retire Q coaching and consulting, because that is my newest baby, right? That's my newest business adventure. So I'm nurturing that business. I'm taking care of that business. I'm showing up the way I should show up, right? But that still does not negate the fact that I still have my writing side, which is why I have my writer's circle. So I still need to cultivate and nurture that side of me as well, because I realize when I'm not creative, I get frustrated, I get bored, I feel like something uneasy about me. So you have to learn to balance everything that you have. For me, that is so important, so that I don't find myself getting, I reached out to one of my friends. I was like, something's wrong with me, like I don't know, I feel unsettled. She was like, are you being creative? And I was like, no, I'm not. I have to be creative at all times, but balance is so important. So now I just balance everything out. I have my creative moments, and then I have my coaching and consulting moments. And I just balance everything out by making sure I have enough time dedicated in my calendar to cover my coaching hours. And then I have another time dedicated to my spiritual practice. That's praying and reading studying my word. Then I have another time that's dedicated to my creative side. And that's my books and my production company. So you have to have a good, healthy balance. And because everybody needs what you have. And I say that because I get so many of my clients, as I'm helping them through their six-figure transformation, they always say to me, well, once I get my six figures, I want to start a business. I got you. Because I help people start businesses. I had one say, once I start making money, then I want to write a book. I got you. I got 5 books on Amazon right now. They go, oh my gosh, so I want to be, not that I want to be, but I can be a one-stop shop. Whatever it is you're trying to pursue, I've already done it. Most of the things. And so I can help them through that process as well. But the key is you want to feed every side of yourself and just balance it out. Create a schedule. I really believe in putting my agile practices, into place and making sure I'm having these in agile. As a scrum master, I have what we call daily stand-up. These are 15-minute checkpoints where I'm checking in with my team. Anything you need, what are you working on? Is there anything that's blocking you or stopping you? You got to show up for yourself and check in. What do you need? Is there anything blocking you or stopping you? Where are you today? Are you hitting all of the items on your to-do list? And if not, why? And let's show up again on the next day, and let's see where we are so that we can continue to achieve our goals.
Boom. That was a boom. That was a boom, 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 boom. Wonderful. You hear that? Look, she went straight into coaching mode, guys. You didn't catch it, you might want to rewind, because she just ran down. Look, she just gave us 120 seconds of coaching right there, right? And those are things that we really do have to be mindful of. It's what I've heard it said too. If you don't plan and you plan to fail, and if it's not written, it won't get done, right? And depending on if you're introvert, extrovert, right? If you're visual, depending on your learning style, you really have to know and understand you. That's why
right.
Knowing who you are and what type of learner you are is huge, because it can make things more difficult or easy. Because if you're learning the way that you best hold information, then you really want to tap into that. that is the way that you need to be trying to, as much as possible, be receiving the information so that you can retain the information and then implement the information, then execute on the information and the things that you have learned. And as CEOs, that's why we have to do that, because I do love how you said you have the different days, because that is how I have to do it with my clients, to know that I know with Kennedy Media and being able to do those things, it's knowing that a certain Mondays is someone's dedicated day, and so on and so forth. So that way it's off my mind. And if I'm fortunate enough to, don't let me block out an entire month for someone where I can give them 2 days and have so many things done where I'm clear, and I don't, unless something special occur, I don't have to touch that client for at least 30 days, which means I can be on to the next person, giving them my full focused attention. So I love, love, love what you are saying and the things that you are sharing. And I'm just grateful that you paused as a CEO, because you heard everything that she do, being multi-passionate, right? And because she really is determined to retire cute. Make sure you are actually following Dr. AnSean Wallace on all platforms. Go ahead and even check out her TikTok, because she gives a lot of little tips and tools and things that you can do to jump into this Scrum world. It may be something you never even thought about and said, wow, who knew? And check her out, because she is really amazing at doing that. And it's kind of like being a CEO. You have to be okay to know that you're gonna fail. You're gonna scrape your knee, right? You're gonna, let's be honest, you're even gonna lose money. But you have to be willing to bet on you. You have to be willing to not only, as I say, put yourself first, but put the things that you believe you're called to do first, and make them primary, make them priority. And Dr. AnSean Wallace is one of the lovely ladies that I know that is what she is doing, and she doing it cute. And she's doing that online. I'm telling you got to hear her say that, and retire cute. And she put a little smile on there, and she cock her head over to the side a little bit, and just encouraging everyone to know that they can do it. Being a 5-time author, and I love what you said that you're doing for your community. And we understand that it is important, not just about a religion, but it's the relationship, and knowing that you have a community that have a relationship, and that they can lean on you to further the things that they want to do as individuals. That is so commendable, because there's nothing like seeing some of your work, whether it's in written form, if you sing, if you're an artist, if there's something that you do, to know that you have something that has come from you, God-given, come from you, and is now in the world. Right. And it's something that you have tangible to say, I did this. And these are the things that we get to celebrate as CEOs, and saying, you know what, my job is to not only inspire, empower, right, motivate the world, but we want to be an impact to the world. We want to be, yes, it starts locally, but then it spreads abroad. That, that is some of what I believe, because our message is not intended for us, right? Does it help us? Yeah, but it's not intended for us. God gives us these gifts so that we can help the masses. What is something that you could do to really tap into that? So as we get ready to wrap up this episode of CEO Chat, I want you to actually just talk to the individual, talk to the person, that to just encourage them, inspire them to know that if they are a CEO, hold on. Congratulations. Continue to do what you're doing. And for those that's kind of on the fence about it, just talk to them for a minute about that for me, okay?
Sure, absolutely. I love being a CEO of my own company, mainly because I love charting my own path. And one of the things God spoke to me years ago was to pull from all of my experience in being in corporate America. Right now, I've been in corporate America for over 30 years, and use that for your own business. God has gifted each and every one of us with a vision, with a purpose. And so it is our desire to fulfill that vision. So no matter what the vision is, I want you to know that God has a plan for your vision. And most importantly, where there's a vision, there will always be provision. He will always provide. I believe that one of the things that tend to slow some of us down and tend to deter us from starting our own business is that we believe we have to start out big. No, I want to encourage you that you have everything you need to start right right now. Start off small and then you scale and you work your way up. The key is I don't want you to waste another day. I don't want you to waste another week. I want you to start with what you have right now, because somebody is waiting for you to show up. Somebody is waiting for your product. They're waiting for your service. They are waiting for you. So many of my clients, when they see me on TikTok and they meet me in person, they say, oh, you're the same as you are on TikTok. Why? Because I show up with my own authentic self, and they are assigned to me. There's someone that's assigned to you, your product and your service, and they're waiting for you to show up. So I want to encourage you, start with what you have. And then as you start, then I want you to take everything, all your profits, and then you begin to continue to reinvest it into you and your brand. And that's how you're going to scale. For those entrepreneurs who have been in it for a long time, you're like, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not seeing the fruits of all of my work. I want you to hold on. For so many years, I didn't see fruits in a lot of things that I was doing. And it got to the point I was like, should I put on the back burner? Should I just stop in my tracks? But I remember one day when I was about to start yet another business, and God spoke to me and said, don't do it. You've got to continue to hold on. It's not everything that's going to come to you fast, right? And you think about all the people that have gone before us and they've been successful. We see the success side first. We don't see all the pain and all the anguish, all the sleepless nights, all the times when nobody will show up. We don't see that. What we see is the fact that they persevered and they held on to see their grand success. So I want you to hold on, continue to push, continue to market yourself. And it's okay if you have to rebrand yourself. I rebranded myself, right? That's how I came up with Retire Cute. I rebranded myself. It is okay to rebrand yourself, but don't give up. I want you to continue to work the vision, knowing that people will come. Clients will always show up. Clients will support you. People are rooting and cheering for you. The journey to entrepreneurship, it is not easy. I've had other businesses that failed, right? But I continue to dust myself off and start yet other businesses. And the ones that I have now, which are like 3 that are full operation, those are the ones that came out of failures. And I took everything that I learned in my failing moments, everything that I took them as learning lessons. And so I realized what to do and what not to do for my new businesses. So I want you to use every opportunity as a learning lesson and chart them, journal them so that you know what not to do and you use it as a guide as what to do as you continue along to be entrepreneurs. But the best part about being an entrepreneur, in my opinion, is that it's yours. It's your legacy. It's your identity. It is you. And I want you to own every bit of being that entrepreneur. Know that there's many more entrepreneurs that are out there. They're rooting for you. They're cheering for you. And I also want you to know that as you continue along on this journey, God will provide everything that you need. That has been my own personal experience, and it is a part of my testimony. Continue to do your research, continue to do your homework. Don't worry about what someone else is doing, right? There's always going to be a client that is catered just for you. I always tell people, when you think about burgers, there's so many burger places, McDonald's, there's Wendy's. Oh my gosh, there's White Castle, there's Crystals. They never lack clientele. Why? Because somebody likes something different. Put your business out there no matter what. Somebody says, oh, there's already a candle business out there like your candle idea. You still put it out there. There will never be enough candle businesses. There will never be enough t-shirt businesses. There will never be enough coaching and consulting businesses. There will never be enough food trucks. You continue to put yourself out there. And as you put yourself out there, know that in due season, people will show up just for you. That is my advice for every entrepreneur. Perseverance.
Woo! Did you guys hear that? Did you love that? Thank you so much, Dr. Ann. I am excited that you were able to pause and to just come in and stop by to have a CEO chat with me. I love that I get to do this, and I am so grateful that God allowed you to be free, and you answered the call by saying yes to coming on to helping other CEOs and just being a part of us just having a heart to heart, right? Because it's getting to the heart of what it is and the good, the bad, and the ugly of it, and that we can do it. And I thank you for coming on to do what you do best, to continue to encourage us to hold our heads up. Look, buckle down, finish it, finish the process. With when we think about what the year may bring, it's like, what can we do? I say it too, as we ready to get out of here, is what is it something that you can do today that your future self will thank you for, right?
Yes.
What is something that you could do today that your future self will thank you for? That is so big. Do not miss the things that we can accomplish in the present, right? Our power is in the present, as in today, right? We know that yesterday it's gone and we're not even promised to tomorrow. Don't miss any opportunities that you may have today to do something today that your future self would thank you for. Thank you so much again, Dr. AnSean Wallace.
Thank you so much, Shawana. Listen, I just want to thank you for inviting me. I came back from Jamaica. He was like, call me. And I just want to thank you for this platform. It is going to be so important for so many women of color. We need this. In corporate America, we don't see a lot of Black women as CEOs, right? And you're shining the spotlight on those who are out there, being trendsetters, those who are out there, just really starting their businesses and leaving this legacy. So I just want to thank you for all that you do for the CEO entrepreneur community.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys. So be sure and make sure you're following us on all platforms. I'm Shawana Kennedy, your lovely host, joined by my special guest, Dr. AnSean Wallace. Thank you for joining us for another episode of What? CEO Chat. Bye for now, guys.